Most people spend months, if not years, trying to create their first digital product. And unfortunately, most of them never complete it. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can simply, easily, quickly create and sell your first digital product this weekend. It's going to eliminate all of the hassle. It's going to eliminate all of the guesswork and the frustration, and you're going to have something to sell where you can start making some money. And the best part about this is you can do this if you have a full-time job, if you've got kids, if you're chasing them around or carrying them from soccer practice or whatever it is. This is something literally anybody can do. Hi, my name is Alston Godbold, and I am all about platform-proof monetization. I don't believe in the TikTok shop, the TikTok creativity fund, or the YouTube partner program because you don't have control. And if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to make money in the short term and long term, you want to be taken seriously and have a business, you want to make sure that you have as much control as possible. So if you want to become platform-proof, where you can take your business on the road to any platform and make money, make sure that you follow this account and share this video with a friend. If you're a content creator and you're tired of trying to go viral, tired of the inconsistent payouts, tired of playing the algorithm game, and wondering if you're going to make enough to pay a bill, keep listening. You see, the real problem isn't your views. The real problem is that you are relying on an algorithm, you're relying on a platform that was never designed to help you make any money. But today we're going to change that. We're going to show you how you can monetize your platform, monetize your following with over $4,000 in free tools and a 14-day free trial. If you're ready to escape the hamster wheel of content creation in hopes that you'll make a decent amount of money this month, keep listening. Instead of chasing the next trend, now is the time to create a tiny offer engine system that will pay you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless if you get 200 views or 2,000. I put together a tiny offer engine starter kit that will help you create digital assets that'll pay you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. While I can't get into everything, the tiny offer engine will help you identify your niche. It'll help you identify the best digital product for your audience. It'll help you create the digital product in just a weekend, a sales page, a checkout page, and everything else that you need to get up and running. And I'm giving it away to you for free. In fact, I'm giving you over $4,000 in tools, templates, coaching, and training to help you get started. All you have to do is click the first link in the description or go to platformproof.com to get started today. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to lay out a step-by-step guide for you to implement this weekend so that you can actually have a digital product, you have it priced correctly for people to buy it, you can sell it, and you can start making money. Now, I have implemented this product with multiple niches. I've done this with I've done this in affiliate marketing. I've done this with the digital products. I've done this with chore charts. I've done it with so many products I can't even think about it. I can't even list them all, but this method works, okay? And if you just stick to it, it'll work for you. Now, what's really important before we get going, what's really important is that we are not striving for perfection. We are striving for done, okay? And I consider done, our version 1, when you get about 80% of the way there, okay? One of the things I notice with the clients that I work with is oftentimes they never launch because they're trying to make sure every little thing is perfect. And when they do that, there's a little bit of imposter syndrome baked in there, and they start adding random things and they make it too big. They make it, insurmountable. And then oftentimes the people that want to buy the product, they can't see the value. They can't see the clear path, the transformation from A to B. And so they don't buy. So let's go ahead and get into the 7 steps that you can implement this weekend and start making money. Step number 1 is to decide on one specific problem. Okay. One of the biggest issues that people make is they want to solve every single problem under the sun. Instead of doing that, go all the way down and focus on the first problem that someone has. For example, one of the ways that I did this was I helped affiliate marketers get more views on their content so they could make money. What other creators would do is they would create an entire course about how to start affiliate marketing. That's wrong because that's too big of a promise. What I did is I showed new affiliate marketers how to get more views on vertical video, so TikTok at the time, so that they could start making money. That is a very narrow problem. Okay, that's really important to be successful with this, because when you create, when you are specific and you create something for a very narrow problem, people can clearly see the outcome, and when they achieve the outcome, they feel great about it. Another thing that I've noticed is when you make a product too big, people often feel like they've gotten scammed because it's making too many promises. It's too big. But if you just show up and say, hey, I'm an expert in helping people get more views for their affiliate marketing business, and they implement what you tell them and they get more views, they trust you, and then they're going to come back for more things. But what we want to do, first, to get started, write down the problems that you've gone through recently, okay? And I'll give you a few examples. I coach my kids football and basketball, and so I've got to come up with drills and plays and ideas. I'm a parent of twins, 10-year-olds, and a 7-year-old who'll be 8 soon. And so a problem that we faced was raising twins. And I could create something as simple as a planner or a checklist for new twins, because having new twins is different than having just one kid at a time. Other problems, I went from working in higher education to working in software development. So making that transition is something that I could turn around and help sell and help teach other people. So it's really important that we find one specific problem, and it's got to be narrow, it's got to be small. One thing that I realize that I've noticed is people get nervous about trying to solve one problem and one specific problem because they feel like they're missing out on millions of customers. And in reality, you don't need millions of customers, certainly not to start. But most importantly, solve one problem, it's clear messaging, and you're going to get higher conversions. People are going to see your product and your sales page and say, okay, it solves this. It's going to help me get more traffic. It's going to help me get more views for my affiliate marketing business. I want this. Okay. And really what you should be doing is looking back at the problems that you solved recently for yourself, because you're going to be in a great position to then solve those problems for other people. Now, when we're thinking about problems that we're solving, make sure that the problem that you're solving will help save time, save money, or make the money, or avoid frustration. If you can do one of those 3 things, you've got a good product. If you can do 2 of those things, you've got probably a buyer. If you do all 3 of those, you are going to be very successful. Okay, so remember that when you're looking at problems. And try and take yourself out of it. Remove yourself from the actual problem that happened and think about it from the outside looking in. So that's number 1. Step number 2 is pick a 60-minute product type. Now, what we want to do here is we want to launch really fast, okay? We don't want, and I'm going to keep saying this throughout this, we don't want to launch a huge course. We want to create something that will allow us to create it within an hour. And here we're talking about checklists, templates, swipe files, workshops are really good. Recorded workshops where you spend an hour or 90 minutes at most explaining a problem and then a solution. For example, I used to do a digital product workshop where I explained in 90 minutes how people could create and sell their first digital product in 3 days. And the best part about it is, again, they're getting a specific result. They learned how to find a niche if they didn't have one. They learned about the best digital products to create. But what you want to do here is you want to create your first digital product within, it should take you no longer than an hour. Again, we want to move really quickly. When we move slowly, we tend to overthink, we tend to second guess ourselves, and we tend to doubt our skills and ability. So what we want to do is, again, move quick, okay? And I want to make sure that I emphasize this. This is a smartphone. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, I think. When they launched the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it wasn't 100% finished. It was about 80% of the way there. And they didn't go back to the drawing board. They said, I'm going to launch this, and then we're just going to improve it over time. And that's what we want to do too. We can launch something like a checklist or templates like Instagram stories templates or wedding table number templates or save the date templates, and then improve it over time and give people that buy lifetime updates to any improvements that we make. So really, really important for the speed of things. Implement 60 minutes. It should not take you any longer than 60 minutes. And even with the assistance of AI, and I made a video, I think, on my other channel that showed you how to use Nano Banana, but with the assistance of AI and ChatGPT, there's really no excuse not to do this within 60 minutes. Okay. All right. So again, checklist, cheat sheets, planners, trackers, calculators. So like budget calculators, wedding planet calculators. And you can use Google Sheets for that, which is really cool. So step number 3 is to use the 3-part outline: promise, path, proof. Okay, so we're going to make a bold promise at the top. For example, we're going to say how to increase your views in 90 minutes without having to DM. So if I was in the niche of helping affiliate marketers get more views, my promise is I want to help you, the affiliate marketer, get more views and avoid the thing that they don't want, which is sending out DMs, cold DMs. And the great part about the promise path proof is that it's going to be the framework for our digital product, and it's also going to be the framework for our sales page, right? And it's going to be cohesive, it's going to be congruent, and it flows naturally. So think about, before you get pen to paper or computer to paper, think about the promise that you're making, the path that you're going to help them walk through, and then the proof. Your proof can be it can be your results. It should be at least your results. It can be the results of your clients, people that have worked with you before, but promise, path, proof. Really, really simple. I like to do how to do X and Y without Z. It's a headline. How to plan the perfect wedding in 30 days. How to do X without 30 days at a time without hiring an expensive wedding planner, right? Or without a $30,000 budget. That's a promise. And then the path is going to be the planner. And then the proof is going to be maybe I did it or I helped my cousin do it, for example. And the best part about this, with the promise path proof, is you can repurpose this 3-part outline across multiple products. And we'll talk about a value ladder and things like that in a future video, but you can have one promise path proof and you can repurpose it and you can change the pricing and make more money, which is really, really cool. But for this first thing, we're offering kind of like a DIY. They're going to get it. They're going to implement it themselves. And so we're just going to charge like $17. Now, for the 3-part outline with the promise, we've got one clear outcome. For example, by the end of the day, you'll have a weekly schedule that fits work, kids, and your side hustle. The path is going to be 3 to 5 steps, nothing longer than 3 to 5 steps. Anything more than that, it becomes too cumbersome. It feels impossible. It feels weighted. So make sure that you have 3 to 5 steps or sections and you clearly outline them. And then with the proof, examples, screenshots, or a case study will work. And then that's really all you need. So let us move on down to part number 4. Next, we're going to build it with the tools that we already have, okay? We don't need to go out and buy fancy software. We don't need to use expensive software. We can use Google Sheets. We can use Google Docs. We can use Canva. We can use anything that is free or low cost. My first digital product, the 60-second business blueprint, which I've referenced a few different times, I actually created that for free with a Google Doc. I wrote it up in a weekend on a Google Doc. I saved it as a PDF. I went over to Canva and made an ugly little cover page and I sold it and it worked. Okay. What's really cool is that the reason why we want to use software that we're already familiar with is it removes complexity and it removes friction and it removes the having to learn a new skill before you can start making money. We want to, again, move as quickly as possible. So if you know how to use Google, the suite of Google, which is free, if you know how to use Canva or Notion or even Photoshop, use it. Okay. I am a huge fan of using Canva and Canva's templates. But the one thing with Canvas templates is you can't just download them and sell them. I know a lot of people think that, but you can't. You've got to repurpose them. You've got to improve them in some way before you can sell them. Now, if you're going to use Google Docs, you can either download it as a PDF. If you're using Google Sheets, you can share the template link. You can use Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, whatever you want, right? Just make sure that it's a tool that you already know how to use and you're comfortable with. And the same with Canva. If you're doing a template, like an Instagram stories templates, you can just share the template link with them. Or if you're making a PDF with a cover page, you can download it as a PDF, right? So again, we want to move really, really quickly. And then step number 5, we are going to set a simple price and promise. And what we want to do is we want to price this somewhere between $7 and $17. And the reason why we want to price it that low is so that it's an impulse buy. It's low ticket because we don't want someone to overthink and overcomplicate this. We want someone to see your content, say, yeah, this person can help me. They're going to go to your sales page. They're going to say, hey, it's only $7. The worst that could happen is I'm going to be out of $7. The best thing that could happen is that this person actually solves my problem, and I'll trust them, right? When you start pricing things over, I'm going to say like $100. When you start pricing things over $100, they got to start budgeting for it. They have to think, okay, if I'm going to spend $100 here, that means I can't get as many groceries, or that means I can't go out to the movies or go out to dinner. But if you price something at $7 or $17 or maybe even $27, they say, I'm not going to be missing that $7 because I could probably find $7 in my couch. I don't have to talk it over with my significant other because it's only $7. So what I would do, what I'm recommending you should do, price it at $7, $17, and then on the back end, because remember we have that promise price proof, we can offer a larger course or like group coaching, and we can charge more there. But make sure that you are pricing it inexpensive. It's going to be a DIY product. They're going to get it, download it, and do it themselves. Yeah, so I think you should definitely price it $17. Definitely test it. Okay. Increase the price, decrease the price, and see where the break-even point is. Just know the cheaper you price it, you're going to get some people that are just kind of like poking around. They might buy it and then refund. That's something that you've got to consider, but not a lot of people will do that. Okay, so step number 6, we are going to set up a sales page and then deliver the digital product. What we're going to do, and what we need to do, is we need to explain how our digital product solves a problem. And the sales page that I recommend is you have how to do X and Y without Z as a headline. And then the first thing we want to do is we want to explain the problem that our target audience currently has, the pain point. And then we want to talk about our digital product being the solution. What we should then go on to do is talk about how our digital product is different than the other solutions out there. Because most likely, the person that is buying your digital product has tried that solution or a similar solution before, and so they're going to be wondering, how is this different? How is this actually going to help me when the last several ones have failed? And so what you're going to do is you can use either G-Bolt systems, which I recommend, or you can use Gumroad, you can use StanStore, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you're going to create a sales page with the promise, so the headline, the current state that they're in, the future state that they want to be, so the pain point that they're currently in, the transformation or the happy place they want to go to, why your thing is different, and then if you've got any proof. Usually if you're just starting out, the proof is how you implemented that thing, and then you're going to have a simple checkout. And then you connect a payment processor, you collect the payments, and once you collect the payments, you email them the digital product that they just purchased. It really is as simple as that. And again, you can do all of this in the weekend. On Friday, you come up with the idea and the outline. So like the five steps. Also on Friday, you start building out the digital product. On Saturday, you finish the digital product and then you start building out the sales page. On Sunday, you finish off the sales page and, then you've got a digital product to sell. And then step seven is to actually start creating content. But what you should be doing is you should create content once you've decided on your problem, on the thing that you're creating. And the reason is you want to start building interest and excitement. And what you can do is you can build out a 7-day series system where on day 1, you're talking about the problem that people are facing. And that on day 2, you start talking about the solution. It's called building in public. You start building in public and showing people and let them have input, let them share their thoughts about it. On day 3, you can do like a question and answer. If no one's asking questions about it, you can actually go over to ChatGPT or Google and then come up with some questions. Hey, a bunch of people are asking me these questions, or here's some common questions about this product, and then answer them. On day 5, you can come up with talk about the benefits. Never talk about the features, talk about the benefits. On day 6, you can start talking about testimonials, how it helped you. And then on day 7, you can offer some sort of incentive to go live for a discount. So maybe like a coupon or additional bonuses to really help people get up and running. But that's how you start selling. I mean, it really is as simple as that. Make sure that you watch this video a couple times because this is a good video. It's probably nothing like you've heard or seen before, but this is exactly what people are doing. If you take a step back and you look at anybody that's selling a digital product, they follow this method. And it's really, really important that you move quickly, okay? Don't waste time. Don't overthink. I would rather you launch a product that bombs or fails than you to spend a bunch of time overthinking about and not launching anything. Because you're going to learn so much more from launching the product and even failing than you will from just having a good product sitting on your hard drive, the perfect product that doesn't make you any money or sales or engagement. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you heard this process? Have you heard this method? Of course, I want you to comment 19 minutes if you stayed until the end of this video. If you did, I certainly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.